The importance of illustration in children's literature. First, I want to start off by telling you what illustration is. Illustration is a part of the book where it's pictures for the audience to enjoy while reading the book. This would be illustrations in a Dr. Seuss book. There are key attributes to what makes a good children's book, a picture book, a chap book, alphabet books, line, color, shape, composition, narrative, quality of images. Um, when it comes to color of book, it could vary from just the colors of the book, the colors of the pictures, uh, the colors of the pages, and such things. You also have books that help you explain how people are feeling in the books. There is a book that a little girl throws a tantrum and around her surrounds the color red, uh, expressing that she is angry. There is also line, which is something that can help the illustrator make shapes and stuff like that, but it also helps distinguish if something's fuzzy in the book or if something's bald. In this book, it's actually an alphabet book. It's Dr. Seuss's ABCs, the Amazing Alphabet Book. As we all know, Dr. Seuss has his very own creation of illustration. Um, D is for donuts and dog duck. It shows here that the dog duck is a fuzzy animal. You can tell that just by the way Dr. Seuss has scruffled up the fur just to make him look fuzzy. Also with the camel and whatnot. Um, there's also, let's see, shapes. Shapes is a big part of the book as well. Without shapes, you pretty much don't have illustration. Um, smooth shapes also determines how things are in the book. The alphabet book itself will not have it really because, well, it has the shapes in it, but it doesn't have um, shapes as in if something's smooth, it's calming, or if something's more squarish, it's gonna be more of a angry type thing. More, it's gonna lean more away from calm. The smoother the shape is for the illustrator, the calmer it's gonna be, and the rougher the shape, the more angry it's gonna be. Back to the book of the little girl that gets angry. In the book, when the red surrounds her, it's more of a choppy burst versus a smooth rainbow. Um, There is actually, I have right here in one of the books that is in our reading this week, it's called The Anti-Slavery Alphabet by Anonymous. In the book, it's all 26 letters, but it explains um, important parts of the slavery, why it should be abolished, and such things. In this book, there's not very much literature, there is letters. And the letters are, they all look like this, and they're all about that size in the book. Um, the letters are big, takes up most of the page. Therefore, it's the important part of the book. The bigger the picture, the more important that part of the book is. Where the wild things are in that book, it when it would talk about some of the animals or some of the wild things, it would be big. Some of the animals would be big because they would be important, or when it talked about Max, specifically, Max would be big. Just like in The Very Hungry Caterpillar, he eats and eats and eats, but when it's time for him to make his cocoon, the whole page is the cocoon itself. Or at the end of the book, the whole page is the butterfly. Then we have composition. Composition. um, Composition is a simple part of the book, actually. Not a lot of books don't have composition, because composition is something where the illustrator and the writer themselves, unless it's the same person, then obviously they're going to work together anyway, where the illustrator and the writer, or the illustrator and the author of the book will come together and correspond with one another. They would draw pictures that would pertain to what the author has wrote. As for narrative quality of an image, that one's kind of self-explanatory in itself. There's a lot of books that don't have words. These are specifically picture books for children, usually from the ages of 3, or from the ages of newborn to 3, because once they're about 3 years old, they really start to understand words and stuff like that, and they could go from there. But narrative of an image is where the pictures tell their own story. There is a book called Ball for Daisy. I don't know offhand who wrote this book specifically, but this whole book is about a little dog and a ball. And a child can tell you what this story is about without any words, because the pictures are explaining the story itself. If I had to say one thing about illustration, why it's important in children's books, is because it helps stimulate the imagination. It helps expand this. It helps expand the imagination. It leads to bigger things in life, I think. With good pictures and good illustration, it leads to good imagination, and good imagination leads to children that want to explore more in life. They want to figure things out. Well, that's the same thing, isn't it? They want to explore. They want to learn. They want to expand their minds. I think that illustration, even in adult books, yeah, we have our chapter books, but even if you have like that little bitty picture at the top of the chapter itself, it's good. I think that there should be some type of picture in every book. I mean, even the dictionary has pictures. But that is my views on the importance of illustration in children's books. Any questions, feel free to email me. You have yourself a wonderful day.